You're good. Let's go.
That's your trespass
No, I'm
warning.
not
Your
going.
trespass.
No,
for-
I'm not
for you
going
for
anywhere with
99
you.
years.
No, you're not going anywhere with us. You're leaving
No.
the property.
You're
Let's
leaving
go.
the property.
I'm not leaving.
Imagine walking into a hospital at 2 a.m., expecting a quiet night shift and a routine call, and instead finding a viral influencer in the lobby insisting on one thing: arrest me. At first, it sounds bizarre, almost unbelievable. But within minutes, the situation spirals into chaos. Staff are overwhelmed, police are called, and the woman at the center of it all claims she's the victim of a massive conspiracy involving hospitals, police, and even the FBI. What began as a request for help suddenly turns into accusations, threats, and a confrontation that would soon explode across the internet. The question is, what really happened inside that hospital lobby that night? Just after 2 a.m. on February 28, 2025, police officers in Kennewick, Washington, were dispatched to a local hospital after staff reported a patient causing a disturbance in the lobby. Hospital employees sounded exhausted over the radio. According to them, the situation had been escalating for a while, and the woman involved wasn't a stranger to emergency responders. Officers arriving at the scene quickly realized they were dealing with someone they had encountered before. That woman was 28-year-old Jaylen Cheney, a social media personality who had built a large following online as a plus-size travel advocate. On TikTok alone, she had gathered more than 140,000 followers, where she often spoke about making air travel more accessible and comfortable for larger passengers. But on this particular night, the spotlight was far from glamorous. Instead of viral advocacy posts, the influencer was sitting in a hospital lobby, arguing with staff and insisting something much darker was happening around her. When officers approached Jaylen, they tried to calmly understand why she was there. At first, her explanation was confusing. She claimed she had come to the hospital seeking help during what she described as a mental health crisis. Jaylen told officers that hospitals in the area were working against her. She claimed actors had been hired to pretend to be patients, and that people around her were manipulating events to make her appear unstable. The officers listened patiently, trying to separate fact from confusion. Jaylen explained she had contacted several authorities, including the FBI, because she believed there was a larger conspiracy involving hospitals and law enforcement. She also mentioned a sexual assault examination she said had taken place earlier, claiming she had evidence bags containing important information. But when officers referenced previous reports related to that claim, they explained that investigators had not found evidence supporting those allegations. Still, Jaylen insisted something was wrong. She told officers she hadn't slept in nearly 20 days, saying she felt exhausted and unsafe in the Tri-Cities area. At times, her tone shifted between fear, frustration, and desperation. She repeatedly told officers she wanted to go to the police station so she could reveal everything she believed was happening to her. Officers tried to find a solution that would avoid arrest. One of them suggested calling Jaylen's father to come pick her up, explaining that he had reportedly helped calm situations like this before. For a moment, it seemed like the situation might resolve peacefully. The officer stepped aside to make the call, hoping family support could bring the situation under control. But the plan quickly fell apart. When the officer returned, he explained that Jaylen's father was not willing to come. According to him, he had already tried helping her before, and felt there was nothing more he could do that night. Without family support, and with the hospital staff increasingly frustrated, officers were left trying to figure out their next step. Hospital staff had another concern as well. Someone nearby had reportedly been recording video inside the hospital lobby. Because of strict patient privacy laws, they worried that footage could violate medical privacy regulations. Staff asked officers to make sure the recording was deleted, adding another layer of tension to an already complicated situation. Meanwhile, Jaylen remained in a hospital wheelchair and said she couldn't walk. She also said she had no access to her phone and needed to contact a shelter or support service. Officers agreed to let her use the hospital phone to call someone who could come pick her up. They made it clear this was an opportunity to resolve the situation without further escalation. But instead of calling a shelter, Jaylen dialed 911. The officers immediately recognized what was happening. Dispatchers confirmed that Jaylen had already called emergency services dozens of times over the past year for non-emergency reasons. Calling again from inside the hospital only complicated things further. Officers warned her that misusing emergency lines could lead to a citation. Despite the warning, Jaylen continued calling. At that point, officers explained that the hospital no longer wanted her on the property. They issued her a trespass warning, meaning she needed to leave the premises immediately. Normally, that kind of warning ends the situation, but Jaylen had a very different reaction. Instead of complying, she looked at the paperwork in her hands and said something that instantly changed the tone of the entire encounter. She said she wanted to be arrested. Moments later, she ripped up the trespass notice in front of the officers. What happened next would push the situation from a tense hospital dispute into a full-blown arrest that officers say quickly spiraled out of control. The moment Jaylen tore up the trespass notice, the situation changed instantly. What had been a tense but manageable conversation suddenly became a confrontation that officers could no longer ignore. The paper itself didn't matter. Ripping it didn't erase the warning. What mattered was that Jaylen had now clearly refused to comply with a lawful order to leave the hospital property. Officers explained it again, calmly but firmly. The hospital had asked her to leave, and legally that meant she had to go. If she stayed, it would count as trespassing. But Jaylen wasn't backing down. In fact, she doubled down on the very thing officers had been trying to avoid. "I want to get arrested," she repeated. To her, being taken into custody seemed like a way to force someone to listen. She told officers she had information she needed to reveal, and believed the police station was the only place where she would finally be heard. But from the officer's perspective, arresting someone is never supposed to be the goal. It's supposed to be the last resort. They still tried to resolve the situation without taking her into custody. Officers told Jaylen she could walk off the property and figure out her next steps from there. They offered her time to call a shelter. They even offered to escort her off hospital grounds peacefully. But every attempt to move things forward ran into the same wall. Jaylen refused to leave. She also insisted she couldn't walk, saying she needed medical attention and claiming she was physically unable to stand. But officers who had dealt with her before believed she was capable of walking without assistance. That disagreement quickly became another point of tension. Meanwhile, Jaylen's behavior continued escalating. She began shouting accusations at the officers, claiming they were trying to harm her and destroy evidence she said she possessed. At one point, she called out loudly for witnesses, telling bystanders the officers were part of a conspiracy against her. Then things escalated even further. In the middle of the confrontation, Jaylen once again used the phone to call 911, this time while officers were standing right in front of her. Dispatchers could hear the entire situation unfolding in real time, while she told them she was about to be arrested and accused the officers of wrongdoing. By this point, officers say they had little choice left. They informed Jaylen she was now under arrest for trespassing and misuse of the 911 system. But instead of standing up, she remained in the wheelchair and refused to move. Officers repeatedly asked her to stand so they could place her into a patrol vehicle, but she insisted she physically couldn't. At times she yelled that the FBI was watching. At other moments she claimed she was being attacked or threatened. The officers continued trying to de-escalate the situation, but it had clearly moved beyond a simple trespass warning. Another complication soon became obvious. Jaylen's size made transporting her in a standard patrol car extremely difficult. According to the report, officers estimated she weighed around 550 pounds, which meant the back seat of a regular cruiser couldn't safely accommodate her. They considered calling the fire department or an ambulance for assistance, but there were liability concerns. The jail was contacted as well, but they reportedly didn't have a transport vehicle available at that moment. With options running out, officers made a final decision. They would use a police evidence van to transport her to the jail. Even that wasn't simple. As officers attempted to move her into the van, Jaylen began yelling that she couldn't breathe. She shouted that she was being harmed and repeatedly called out for help. Officers tried to reassure her while continuing the process, carefully adjusting their approach to avoid injuring her. Eventually, they were able to secure her in the vehicle. Once inside, officers read Jaylen her Miranda rights, informing her she had the right to remain silent and the right to an attorney. When asked whether she wanted to answer questions, she declined and requested legal counsel. The arrest resulted in a long list of charges. According to police reports, Jaylen was booked for third-degree assault, first-degree trespassing, resisting arrest, obstructing a law enforcement officer, interfering with a healthcare facility, and misuse of the 911 system. But the story didn't end there. After being transported to jail, officers noted something surprising in their report. Despite earlier claims that she couldn't walk, Jaylen reportedly stood up and walked into the booking area without assistance. Officers wrote that this detail suggested the situation might have been avoided if she had simply complied earlier. However, the legal process took another unexpected turn. Court records later showed that the deputy prosecuting attorney filed a motion to dismiss the case, and eventually, the charges were dropped. The reasons behind that decision were not fully explained in public documents, but the case itself was officially closed. Even though the legal case ended quietly, the incident sparked intense discussion online. Many viewers who watched the footage debated what really happened that night. Some believed Jaylen was experiencing a genuine mental health crisis and needed support rather than arrest. Others argued the officers showed significant patience before the situation finally escalated. What's clear is that the encounter highlights how quickly situations involving mental health, public safety, and law enforcement can spiral into chaos. And sometimes, the truth behind those moments is far more complicated than a single viral clip. But what do you think? Did the officers handle this situation the right way, or should it have been approached differently? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this breakdown interesting, don't forget to like the video, share it with someone who enjoys real crime stories, and subscribe for more cases just like this.